Into the side of the mic.
This is the side of the mic.
I know. I'm just joking.
Am I doing
I'm
it?
just joking.
Don't you know about the bird? Hey, everybody knows that the bird is a word. Bird's a word.
Can we just open with this? With George just jamming it out? Bird is the. Can I just hit record?
I think it is recording.
It is recording.
Welcome everybody to Bobby Talks, ... Those dots are there to tell you that there's always more to the story. And today, the story is just a little bit off the top, man. I'm sitting here with Frank Thompson and my man G-Rod Sturgis of Legacy Barber College. Welcome to the show, guys. How we doing?
Good.
Great. Awesome.
Is this both you guys' podcast debut?
Yeah, this is my first
Pretty
time.
much.
I'm a first time for real.
How's the nerves? You guys all right?
It's all right, man. I like to talk, man. So everybody that knows me knows I already like to talk. So it's really just getting me off this nerves, and I'll be comfortable. We'll be all right.
See, it's kind of funny. I know Frank, so like
He knows I like to talk. You know?
There's some episodes of this show where I feel like I got to do some homework. I have a lot of questions prepared beforehand.
Okay.
In this case, I feel like we're just gonna go. You know what I mean, and see where it lands. You know.
Okay, perfect.
The reason I brought these two guys on the show today is because my man Frank here is getting ready to start up his own podcast, his own movement here, Savage Movement. The name of the podcast is going to be Chop Shop, right?
Yep, the Chop Shop. Yep.
The Chop Shop, and these are kind of the co-creators of the show. You've got the face of it, the personality, the man. Are you going to be on it yourself too, Gerard, or what do you got going on?
Well, he's just going to pull me on a couple of episodes.
Okay.
And different things like that. We got some stuff underneath the bag that we're going to pull out. So I'm just going to let this man spearhead
I'm
it.
driving, but I got a couple people that definitely are on board, man. Like Los the Barber, he's definitely on board. I got a couple people behind the scenes, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to bring on as many guests as I can, you know what I mean? Especially with people in the field of what we're talking about. Just try to reach out. You know?
So you couldn't have found a prettier face than this?
Oh,
Hey, you know what I mean?
man.
Like,
I know Frank likes the way he looks. I'm just saying.
you see what I'm saying? So it goes with the description. So I like, you know what? I'm going to
gotta
pull
keep it
back.
savage, man. Gotta keep it
I'm going
savage.
to pull back. I'm going to let him have fun.
So right here, Frank reached out to me about a month ago and just saying, hey, look, I'm getting ready to get into this racket. It looks like a lot of fun. I think I have a lot of things I can say. I have a voice. One thing I've always appreciated about you is that, and maybe you don't know this, or maybe I've never shared this with you, or maybe I have. I don't even know. We've been talking so much lately. Right. Is that you're an all-inclusive dude, and I think what you're doing right now, I could tell just from where you were, a year ago versus where you are now, you're more at peace with yourself. You kind of found that clarity in your heart, and you can see the drive in his eyes, right? I don't know your guys' backstory, G-Rod. I don't know how you two met. Why don't you share a little bit of that with me? How did before Chop Shop comes up and Legacy Barber College and how does these two meet each other? How does it happen?
One day, this guy was left at my doorstep and everything, wrapped up in bandages in the blanket,
Big old basket
with a bottle of pickles. And I'm like, you know what? I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this guy in. No, I'm just joking.
Hey.
I opened
like
up
me
a
some
barber
pickles though, man.
So I opened up a barber school back in October.
This year or last year? Okay.
Oh wait, last year.
So during the
pandemic,
you started a business during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's a whole topic all within itself.
Yeah, I'd like to touch on it a little bit if you don't mind. Yeah.
Sure. But and he signed up for the school, and I've been knowing Frank for a while for him coming to my barbershop downtown. I own Basilio Barbershop.
Okay.
And he would come and bring his son to get haircut and everything and stuff like that. And he was always quiet, but I knew deep inside, like, yo, this.
Because I never got in the barber chair. Look, man, I come on here. I've been coming on here since I was 15. But I bring my son up there to support. Like, I know Cheech. I know a little bit about G-Rod, but I didn't know him really too well. Yeah. But I supported Cheech heavy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and I've always liked the barbershop.
So wait, separate. You already have another barbershop business.
Yes, sir.
What's that called?
Well, at the time, it was called Basilio Barbershop.
Okay, gotcha.
That's downtown. Downtown. And then I kind of, during the pandemic, I had to switch gears.
Okay, so that one, you closed that one down.
Yes, sir.
And now Legacy Barbershop's born.
Well, Legacy Barber College.
Barber College, I apologize.
Sir.
Gotcha.
No,
yeah.
And out of that, that's where Frank came aboard.
Okay.
Yeah. And, and I knew he was cutting hair. And, a couple of people reached out, like, hey, why don't you check this out? The only college that's in town. He was already going to school. And I let him tell that story. But that's how we linked up.
Okay. So you're just you're there, a little basket,
My little basket. So,
got your pickles.
I got thrown on his porch, Really, it's just all about fate, man. Life is all about fate, man. Before I even thought about cutting hair, I was driving truck.
Okay.
And being on the road, you got a lot of time to think to yourself and really find yourself. And like I said, I've always been cutting my own hair and a couple other people's head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a man, the road, and his thoughts. That's a dangerous environment for creativity.
If you haven't done it, just take your time, man. Go to like Cleveland or a little 4-hour trip just by yourself.
Man.
You know what I mean? Just you, your thoughts. You can even play music. You'll still have just you and your thoughts.
Yep.
You got to definitely play the right type of music and be in the right thoughts. But yeah, so I was just like, you know what, man? I've always had a natch. I would look people's back of their necks and be like, man, I can line that up and make it look crazy. So I was just like, you know what? I want to be a barber. And I reached out, like I said, we talked about Los, the barber. I reached out to him because I knew he was cutting. I've known Los since I moved up here from Florida.
Okay.
About 15, 16 years ago. And I was just like, you know what, I want to get into it. And he was like, oh, just come to the shop. We'll get you right. And I was like, man, I just wasn't ready. You know what I mean? So then I started my own research. I saw the barber college out in Detroit that I was about to go to on Grand River.
You were gonna go make that venture.
Oh man, I was already signed up, ready to go. You know what I mean? Ready. I had my tuition paid, everything. You know
Oh damn, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was ready to fly, and a lot of stuff had happened. I had a lot of crazy stuff happening personally in my life, and then it kind of derailed me off that track. But I still wanted to do it, so I was still kind of cutting hair. I went to a shop and tried to do a little apprenticeship. You know what I mean? And it just didn't really fit.
Didn't have the vibe you're looking for.
Well. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it was an awesome opportunity. I thank the people there that let me have my opportunity, but it just wasn't my timing. I felt like, and then so I went on, just kept working and doing my little cuts here and there. And then I got wind that someone was like, yeah, man, Gerard, he's about to start this barber college. And I was like, oh, okay. I want to see what it's about. So I actually messaged him. I was like, yo, I'm getting wind that you about to start this barber college. It was still in the mix. He was telling me, there's a lot of stuff going on with COVID. So he had to get a lot of stuff worked out.
Get all your stuff kind of lined up. Yeah.
It was a mess. It was a mess.
So that was like back in March. You know what I mean? I actually didn't hear from him for like 2 months, man. It was probably because I was in Florida at that time, and that was in July. And he had called me or messaged me or something. He's like, "Hey, man, we're about to start this college up. Are you still down?" I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." He sent me the application. I was in Florida, filled it out in Florida. Whoop to whoop.
So you were living in Florida at the time?
No, we were just on vacation.
Okay, gotcha.
I got family down there. No, we were there for just like a week. You know what I mean? But it was just funny that's at that time. But I was on it. I filled it out there. I wasn't waiting.
Yeah, usually people just enjoy the beach. Yeah, be like, "Hey, I'll get it."
As soon as he sent it to me, I filled it out. Was on it. And he's like, all right, man, we'll see you then. So, I just kept on pushing, and it just felt right. I talked to Gerard. I like to talk to people face to face. Like I said, man,
I'm the same way.
Everybody knows me. I'm a talker, and I get vibes, energy, and all that. So when I talked to Gerard, man, it felt good. You know what I mean? The dude really and it was fresh for him too. Man. He's starting a whole new thing. You know what I mean? A whole new college, whole new barber college at that. So
how many I guess students do you have right now?
How many we started with? It ain't for everybody, man. People think it's sweet.
They come and go, right? There's probably a lot of high turnover, I bet.
Yeah. Right now we have about 15 students right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we have 24 that's on the waiting list.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So this is a hot commodity, man.
Right, man.
I mean, you got to be proud, right?
Yeah, we pushing.
Yeah.
But it's not just that you started up and you got it off the ground running. It's people like Frank that kind of help it because, I see Legacy Barber College all the time on my Facebook, my social media, right? You're always saying, hey, come on in. You're promoting whatever that day's special is.
Yeah.
You're coming in, talking about how much of a fun environment it is.
It's about a team.
That helps, right?
It's all about a team.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie. I'll take that ownership as the captain. You know what I mean? This is the coach for sure.
Sure.
But I'll take the ownership of the captain, man. You even tell you in the classroom, man. I'm the first one to be like, hey, man, anyone wants to come over, study group, you need help with this and a cut, anything. You know what I mean? I'm the first one to try to help. I'm there. I'm in the morning class, but I'm there in the night class too, man. I put my time. I pay my dues, man. This is not just for fun. You know what I mean? I take this seriously. I love it at the same time, but I do take this seriously,
I think you have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
In order to respect yourself and your craft and get it to where you want it to be. And I bet, your clientele that comes in, they can see that.
They say
right?
Hey man, I'm a perfectionist. I call him over. He's like, I'm like, Richie, look at him. He's like, what you talking about? It's a fire cut. Man, this could be a little better. This could be, and that's what's gonna make me be on my way to greatness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my clientele, my customers, they love that. That I take my time. I'm just not rushing now to cut and do try about the money. You could look, man. I've done so many free cuts that I've still tried to perfect. You know what I mean? Just the simple fact that I love.
It's another opportunity, right?
Yes.
It's another opportunity to get it right. So G-Rod, how long does a student go through the college before they quote unquote graduate?
Well, actually,
actually, just educate me on how.
I'll give you a breakdown.
Give me a rundown.
First, basically, this is like the only school in this region. So the closest barber school
Right.
is in Detroit. which
Grand
is,
River.
You know, Joy Road, Grand River, where I graduated from.
Okay.
And I realized like this was a long distance for me to travel back and forth. And so if I had this problem, other people had this problem.
For sure.
And I had to do that for 18 months.
Wow.
So, well, actually, yeah, 18 months. So it's 2,000 hours or 18 months. Which one?
Whatever comes
Whatever
first.
comes first. Absolutely. And so, so it's basically that's what it is. You got an AM class and you got a PM class, and so you do about.
You don't
6
get that
hours.
in a lot of professions. 2,000 hours of expertise.
Cops don't even do that.
You know, that's interesting that you brought that up. That's being, you know, that's a
We don't
want to
throw nothing on that like that, but
because
yeah.
they cram 2 in 1. So they
Right.
cram basically the theory along with the actual practical. So we're basically like dermatologists
Right.
along with hairstylists
Right.
all together because we got to know about
We're
skin.
doing the college
disorders,
and the
all
grad
that.
school.
Right.
So that's why the hours is so strong there. So, but actually they're picking up real fast, you know. And it was shaky because, like you said earlier, it was in the middle of a pandemic,
Right.
You know. So I was
Oh,
like,
wearing the
kinda-
mask and everything, man.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, right?
I'm getting emails from the governor. 1 minute I'm gun ho, we doing
Yeah.
this.
You hear a
Next
person
thing you know-
cough, you over here looking like,
Yeah.
man, we
I know
shut
before
down.
it used to just be a sneeze is a sneeze. Now it's everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, the thing I'm interested in the most is like, you know, and we don't have to go there too deep, but it's the people, right? The people come in, and every person that comes through that door is a different character. They got a different
community.
story. They're
Oh
their
my
own
gosh.
podcast in their own right?
Oh my gosh.
The thing that makes the the barber college work, not just the barber college, but a barber shop,
Absolutely.
if you want it to be successful, is the camaraderie, the feeling of kind of like we can share our thoughts here without feeling judged.
Yes.
But that means you're gonna hear some crazy shit.
You are.
Right? Because you've opened the platform for some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's a safe haven. It's,
Yes.
it's where you basically can come and let your hair down and kind of like
Relax.
open up and relax and
Yeah.
feel unjudged, like you said.
I've had people
Right.
fall asleep in my chair. You know what I mean? So it's definitely
I
definitely
see
somewhere
that.
where people come to like, you know what I mean, find themselves. Like I was talking about driving, man. The barbershop has that feel. I'm like, man, I've had a rough day. I need a cut. I need someone to talk to. Because like honestly, man, between me and G-Rod, we talk to a lot of people.
Right.
They like to talk to us, especially going through. G-Rod's also a minister. You know what I mean? So
Interesting.
He's heavy in the community already with that. So people look up to him at least. For me, they just see me as just like this confident guy, like you
Right.
know, I've gone
Which
through a
didn't
lot of-
always used to be the case,
Right,
though.
no,
I mean, maybe on
exactly.
the exterior, right?
Right. No,
but
trust
like,
me, I've had my troubles and tribulations for sure.
for sure.
We all have. We all have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just, you know what I mean, you gotta push forward, man. You know, life ain't gonna stop for you. It's gonna keep pushing, you know.
When you find that those guys come in and they start talking to you, do they spill their guts sometimes? Do
Oh,
they share
man,
their stories?
sometimes.
They're,
Let you
they're
know,
telling
right?
you, I'm leaving my wife, my girlfriend,
They
and I.
let you
She's
know
a pain
too
in my.
much. Let's just say they let you know too
They
much.
incriminate themselves.
And honestly though, when it comes to that, man, it makes me feel good though, man, because it
They
means that
trust
they
you.
trust you.
Yeah.
Exactly. They even trust you with their hair. Some people
Right.
I've kind of had come to, man, I've only had like 3 people touch my head my whole life, and these guys are in their 20s, 30s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's. I hold it, you know what I mean? Like I take it serious, you know.
No,
what
I know, I
It's
get
definitely,
that.
You know, so even though, like I said, like they spill their hearts and everything, I want them to. I want
Right.
them to feel like they can come to me and, you know what I mean, actually feel like they a changed man when they walk out them doors.
and that's a big thing because you, in a weird way, there's kind of like a client, even though he shared it out loud, she shared it out loud in that moment. There's kind of a client confidentiality that you're not sharing this stuff
Man, we're
when you
not
leave that
only
room.
barbers, man. We're
Right.
surgeons, we psychologists, we are
therapists,
best friends. You know what I mean?
teachers. Yeah.
Exactly.
We're basically like baby Vegas.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Baby Vegas.
Baby Vegas.
You got cramps in there.
What happens in the shop stays in the shop.
You know, like
That's your slogan right there,
Hey,
man.
you know what?
You're listening to the Chop Shop here, and Frank Thompson. What happens in the shop stays in the shop.
Ooh, there it is.
There it is, man. You just
I like
Right.
it's all about flavor, man. I like the flavor.
Yep.
So, you know,
Yeah.
That's good. And the funny thing is about it, you hear stories like, you know, I was with this girl and then that girl, and then you cut somebody else's hair. And
Right.
like they said that girl.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Hey,
snap.
Hey, I got a
That's
perfect,
the
I got a
same
perfect
girl.
example.
No.
I just cut up someone recently like that, man. I cut up someone. I know a buddy of mine. Whoop, whoop. I don't know the other guy.
I just play dumb.
You know? Hey, he was just like, hey, he saw my picture. He was like, do you know that guy? I'm like, no. Da, da, da. Oh man, he was messing around with my wife. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh man,
no.
Yeah, man. So we get all those all the time. I get them quite often. I don't know if this G-Rod does. I get a crowd,
Man.
But like you said, man, you gotta turn your ear to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
You can't get, because honestly, man, I believe, like I said, energy heavy, man. You can't take on other people's
Unless
demons.
they mess with your girl.
That's my girl.
Your girl, you got the
my
scissors
demons.
again.
Those are my demons. Though, you know?
Yikes, man. So does that give me? All right, let me ask you this question. Long before Legacy Barber College comes into your life, right? We don't got to go as personal as you want to go, but we can
Man,
touch on some things.
Hey, I'm gonna eventually be opening up, so I mean, it's gonna be
And I'll let you save some content for your show. I don't want to spoil everything on mine, but I'm gonna take as much and milk as much as I can. No, man, I just knowing you personally, like, give me kind of an idea of your perspective on people overall before you started doing what you're doing, and maybe how it's either changed your mindset towards people, or if it's somehow maybe you locked it in even more, like it made you think,
with me, man, I got trust issues, horrible trust issues. I still battle with them, anger issues as well. So a lot of my pride issues, man, I deal with that heavy.
Right.
Anyone that's played basketball with me knows this. You know what I mean?
Pride's an ugly character that lives in our lives.
Yeah, J. Cole just had a crazy song with it. You know, Pride's the devil.
Yep.
But it was very, for me with people, it was like I had to take them for what they showed me. You know what I mean? So like I said, I people can say, oh, this person this person this, but until I seen you and talk to you and you know
feel
vibe with you, I'm not gonna make my assumption about you until you show me differently. So like that's how it is. Everybody has a past and everybody can change. I want to say, you know what I mean? That's on them. That's on the people, that person's character and all that. So,
but was there a transition? So like, because I know for a while there, I remember the last time I remember seeing you before you hit me up on the podcast, we were playing basketball over at Adrian High School. And I remember I made a joke. I was afraid to make the joke, but I made the joke. I was like, you're going through some shit. I was like, get over it, baby. You know, just whatever. Oh, yeah. I was like, you get kind of sad on social media, but I knew you were going through something, right? Yeah. I don't, because here's the thing, right? I'm just an insignificant player in your life at that point, right? I'm just somebody that you see, but
trust me, I have a lot of them. I got a lot of them, especially when I do stuff like that, you know, that's just something I've had to grow to as a person. I try not to put too much stuff on social media. I mean, I'm a human.
No, but I just mean in general as a person.
I understand. Like I said, a lot of that is me growing as a person and letting stuff get to me. That really shouldn't be. Like I was talking before, I've let a lot of people's demons be their demons and not mine. And back in the day, I used to let everybody's demons be my demons, and I'd feel it heavy. You know? So I go to the basketball court, I go to just hang out with friends, and you know what I mean? It would just explode.
There's an energy, man. I good vibes shirt on for a reason.
And I believe in it. It's strong. Energy is very strong. And like people, they know when I'm mad. Trust me, they know when I'm mad. And I don't want that energy, though. I don't want that. I want everybody to know that it's like,
because it's draining on everybody, right? You go to a party and it's like a negative person can bring positive people down, but it's very hard for a positive person to bring a negative person up, right?
A big thing that kickstart, you know what I mean? Especially with my like negative energy, I was going through. A lot of people that know me, I have 3 beautiful children with 3 beautiful women. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I'm a product of that. My mom's the same way.
So it happened that way, but just recently passed, my son's mother had passed away. You know what I mean? So I went on full term being his dad. I was always his dad full term, but like I have full custody now.
Now you're doing it alone, though, right?
You know what I mean? Like my son will never see his mom again. But at that same time, it's like it made me feel like I needed that fire, that, you know what I mean? Like, all right, you need to step it up. You need to, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I knew she was battling the mental stuff. Like everybody battles the mental stuff. I feel like everybody has that point in their life where like, dang, you know what I mean? Am I doing the right thing? You know, woo. You know, so it's for me, like I need to push forward, make sure that people see that I'm pushing forward no matter what I go through. Because I had a lot of people hit me up after that and was like, oh, how are you going to go through? Because like you said, man, like people know I go through my trials and tribulations. Right. You know?
But the problem is that when you're going through it, you feel like, I mean, you are. We suffer alone, even though people are reaching out, and you suffer alone. Like you're in your head, it's your process between your 6 inches in between your ears.
For sure.
So like no matter who's there for you, you suffer alone. So you've got to make the decision. How do I fight back? How do I overcome this thing? I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's more than unfortunate. It just is.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like I tell my son this all the time. She's not fighting. She's not struggling no more.
Right.
She was going through a lot of stuff that, you know what I mean?
How old your boy?
He turned 7 this April.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
man.
So
Yeah.
but he's a strong kid, man. Everybody knows Cash, man. Cash money, man.
One
That
thing
boy's
I
strong.
learned about Frank dealing with this whole process, not just that, but from the time I known him, the transparency.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that because of the simple fact that, you know, I don't gotta guess with this guy.
Right.
You know, I can come to school, you know what I mean? If he angry, he angry. You know what
No,
I mean? I just know to stay away from him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let him cool down and he'll bounce back to that happy, cheerful guy. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Give him his space.
space. You
If
know,
it lingers too long, then you have to.
you know,
But like, yeah.
absolutely.
And that goes back to me battling my trust issues, man. Because back in the day, man, I really felt like it was me against the world, man.
Right.
Still in the back of my head, it feels that way, but I'm starting to open up a little
But it's
bit. you
it's
know?
being used now and manipulated as a chip of something that you are in control of, where before it was controlling you.
Right.
So
And
100%, man. He tries
and
to
I
ask
hold
my
him
baby mom.
accountable.
He does though. Man.
we all need that.
We all do. That's the issue.
Yeah. Where do you find your place comes in as a minister? Like
Well,
with yourself or with your students, like do you tend to be there for them if needed, or do you like overreach and say like educate? Like how do you feel?
My thing is, you know, I'm real good at discerning.
Okay.
You know, I always sit back and watch different people, and every person is different. So you know, once I see, you know, what they need, you know, I give it to them in spurts where they don't even know it, and then I just back off and I just let them get loose. You see what I'm saying?
That's what good teachers
Hey,
do.
from student to sensei, man.
Yeah.
He really. That's exactly how he does it, though, man. He knows who's running. He knows who's crawling. You know what I mean? And he handles.
That's a good way of looking at that. I like that.
He knows, you know what I mean, what he needs to put into it. So and it's like I said, man, it's hard because this man went from, like I said, going through the same grind I'm going through, opening up a barbershop, now opening up a barber college, handling all these different people, and you know what I mean. It's still doing his life, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I got other people that I know that are going through heavier stuff that I've gone through, and it's still pushing, you know what I mean? So that helps me push, you know?
Right. And the thing about it, and you guys said this a little bit earlier, but there's like a network of people, right? So like you never know who's coming through that door.
Oh, never know.
And you never know the story that's coming out their mouth, but once you get there, now you have a community of people.
We had a dude cut. So we had an instructor come from Detroit, and we had a dude come all the way up from Alabama, and they knew the instructor from Detroit.
Wait, what?
Right?
Yeah. I heard
Yeah,
about
man, it was
that.
the craziest situation because he went to school, college down there with this dude. So yeah, like you never know who comes through that door, you know. And they ain't seen each other in 10 years, so
Yeah.
it's definitely, like I said, the barbershop, man. It's like a temple, man. You come in and you let all your bad energy in, and then just let it go.
Well,
you know?
that's kind of how I like. So I started this about a year ago almost. We're just a little shy of it. My first broadcast was June 25th. I sat down with a couple guys. You guys all know him well, I'm sure. James Robinson, Gerald Brantley.
Oh yeah. It's my
Yeah.
guy. He go to my church. I know James Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were on the heels of the George Floyd murder that took place, and I just felt like I was like, you know what? I've been playing around with this idea. I want to build my community. I want to figure out how I can, do more. At that time, I was a school teacher. Still am a school teacher. I just got to find a new location. Okay. It's just I was like, you know what? I teach an all white school.
Yeah.
And I want them to know that their teacher doesn't stand for it, but how do I do it without projecting it? Kind of like you do, right?
Being all extra. Trust me,
Right.
there's people that, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I have people actually come to the chair and say the same thing. They always talk about like, I want to support, but I don't want to feel like I'm out there too much.
Well, it's not about being out there too much. It's about being genuine in your approach to it, right?
Right.
You know, because there's those that right away they're overcompensating and they want you to know, like, I stand. It's like you don't. I know you
don't
stand.
need to.
You don't
Yeah,
need to
right.
do that. I know that. But like my students are still fragile minds, and when you are kind of born in rural America, or you come from an all-white community and it's been all white for as long as you've known it,
Right.
I just wanted to make sure that they knew where I was at,
Right.
and I found a way to do so. But like, it was great sitting down with friends and talking about these things because, you know, you and I never talked about Black Lives Matter when we play basketball. You wouldn't know if I was on one side or the other of it, right? But you know, through our interactions, that there's I would hope you would know that there's a respect level there.
No,
right?
man, I got you on a list somewhere, quick. You good in my book, boy.
So,
You
but
good.
my point is that there's like a whole networking thing that takes place in the community. So like when I started the show, it was nice to just build that community of people back up because my friends have moved on, domesticated. I'm still searching that out myself, you know. So like they got their whole families and their thing. It's like I got to keep rolling here. So yeah, man. Tell me a little bit about starting a business up during COVID, man. That's pretty ballsy.
Man, it wasn't easy. It was more like sink or swim moment, and I had to realize like, hey, I got to start thinking long term,
Right.
and so it was all faith. It was all really faith.
Just take a chance on yourself.
Taking a chance on myself. I'm a type of guy. What I got to lose,
Right.
So if all fails, I can always cut hair.
Right.
And so,
Forever, man. Forever,
yeah,
man.
and
Being
I'm
a
like,
barber, man.
It always grows, right?
It always
Yeah.
hair grows back. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? If I had it in me, I always had a vision to do it. So this is the time to do it right now.
Right.
I got time. The whole world is at a standstill because they're confused. And
Confused is right.
oh my God.
Yeah.
It was chaos. It was just chaos all around the
And I'm
world.
not gonna lie, man. When he definitely opened to this college, man, it was like you said, everyone was confused what to do. This was really a good structure moment for me to keep on pushing in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got to go to school. I got to do this. Got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I said, everyone with the whole jobs and everything situation, it was rough.
Yeah, because you also don't know, is anybody even interested in getting a job right now? Because you had the whole unemployment thing, you know?
Man.
Yeah.
It's still an effect about it.
Right,
I went
it's
to a
still-
restaurant
yeah.
today and I had to wait for an hour just because there was no employees there.
Yeah, man.
Because
They're shutting down gas stations because there's not enough employees, man.
So I just decided I know me.
Yes.
I can sell ice to an Eskimo. So, basically I already ran 3 or 4 businesses before I moved to Michigan. I'm not from Michigan. I'm from the East Coast. We just moved different.
Okay.
And so, I'm a
What
visionary.
part?
I'm from Delaware. It's like an hour and a half from Philly.
All right.
where
Yeah, I got people in
at.
Philly.
Yeah, in New Jersey and everything. So I decided like, hey, everybody look around, see what's here.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I always look around, see what's missing.
Right.
And then I use that approach. And then I begin to bring that into another atmosphere.
That's that's smart. That makes sense. Yeah.
And so, I'm a millionaire. I know we're not talking money, but millionaires are millionaires because they find problems.
Right.
And so,
And solutions to those problems.
to the
Don't forget the
problem.
solution.
That's where I was
Yeah.
going at. And so, like, for example, a taxi company was here because people needed rides.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So one of his friends, one of a close friend of mine, opened up a taxi company.
Okay.
Okay. You have people who need Uber.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yep.
Then you solve it.
Yep.
They need rides. So I'm looking like it's a problem. There's a lot of people that sat in my chair that want to cut hair. There's a lot of people that I know who complain about driving an hour and a half away. So I'm looking at how much property costs around here, how much rent costs, how much I ran my business downtown for 5.5 years. I know how much money I put into it. I'm like, you know what? I can do this.
Yeah.
And I got mentors who own stuff.
And Frank just happens to show up, and he's a walking, talking billboard, man.
And this guy right here, so it's like I had like maybe about 4 or 5 people that was solid.
Okay.
When Frank came on board, I'm not even gonna lie. He was like number 3.
Okay.
Student. So I'm like, you know what? My mentor opened up 31 schools, and in 3 years he made 17 million.
31 schools.
Yeah, he got 31.
Is that the
schools.
long-term plan?
My long-term plan to get this guy on or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And running from the beach house.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
You'll be
Hey,
doing the
hey,
Chop
I
Shop
understand.
podcast for the
Yeah.
beach house. Yeah. It won't even be the same.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. We're running low on the first segment here. I'm sitting here with Frank Thompson and G-Rod Sturgis. Guys, Chop Shop's coming out here soon.
chop.
The Chop Shop. It's going to be the podcast. That's the reason we got him on the show today. When we get
Sir.
back on the other side of the break, I want to break that down a little bit more.
Yeah,
Dive
we'll
into
talk a lot
that.
more about it when it's
Dreams,
coming.
visions. Dive into anything we really want to.
Oh, yeah, we can get loose.
All right. Hey, appreciate you guys being on the show. You guys stay tuned. We'll come back for the second part. Bobby Talks. ... All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Bobby Talks. 3 dots. You know why those dots are there. We're sitting here with Frank Thompson and G-Rod Sturgis of Legacy Barber College and the Chop Shop podcast.
Boom, boom, boom.
And that's where we are right now, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
We're getting ready to get into it. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what your vision is for your podcast that's getting ready to start here in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to put the pressure on this man.
Yeah.
Next 2
I'm
weeks.
cool with it because I was just talking to him a week, but I'll take the 2 weeks.
All right, take 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 weeks, man. Or 2 weeks. I'll hold it to
depends on Prime.
So that puts it what, man?
That puts
The
us right now.
20th?
That puts us at the 20th.
Yep, and I'm with it.
So, and I'm going to be promoted on the show, so don't make me look like a liar out here. Bobby Talks, don't want to be a liar now.
No, we on it, man.
So what's the vision though? So like when you called me up a month ago, you're like, Rob, I had this idea for a podcast. Why?
Like I said, even from like watching the movie The Barbershop and all that everything, and actually being in the barbershop, all the thing, it's a culture, it's a whole vibe, you know. So like when you go in there, man, even parents, moms and everything drop their kids off there just to get raised.
How do we feel about that, Gerard?
You know what? At first, I thought it was. I didn't like it. But then I realized that this generation
they need
true fathers, and they need a lot of women do that because they need role models.
Yeah,
and they need father figures to help, and that's what they do.
That's interesting.
And so they bring them down, and then sometimes I'll correct people, and then sometimes like they'll listen.
I want to dive on this real quick if we can. We'll come back to this. All right.
Yep.
Break down your clientele to me. Demographically, like, would you say, are you guys predominantly black, or are you guys predominantly?
We're diverse.
Diverse as all get out.
We're so diverse.
We get everybody.
We get everybody. Absolutely.
So you could, because I'm losing it, man. I'm losing all my hair. I had to take the hat off because I wanted to show the hair. You know, we're talking about hair here.
We get you right, man. And we could have you on a podcast. When my podcast come on, I'll cut you up.
Deal, man. I'll do that. I'll sit in the chair and let you guys clean me up while we're doing it.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
All right.
It's on live, so you know it's real. Yeah, but we do all diverse. Like when I first started here, we was doing the football team at Adrian, Siena Heights.
Oh wow.
The hockey team and the baseball team. All the colleges, they keep us.
So that's great, man. And they do. The word of mouth is better than anything else you can get.
It's like a forest fire, man. It's heavy.
Yeah, and then you
I'll be even talking to people. I'm like, man, how'd you even hear about? This such and such, this such and such. Plus, I advertise heavy. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. Word of mouth is really key. You know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind. You know.
I like that. I liked what you said though about being like a father figure. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it takes a village, and I think we've kind of lost that.
We lost that.
Right? We've lost that. Yeah. I feel like in your what is it about the barbershop?
I would tell you this. I don't know about other barbershops because
you can only speak on yours.
Speak on mine. So about it, like you said, it's a community thing.
Right.
You can go in there, like you said, you can play checkers, talk. Having that father bringing their son to get his haircut. That's just the energy, the image, everything that a barbershop used to have.
Right.
And a lot of other shops, not just here, all over, they lost that. They just want to make money.
They want that in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah. And I get that if you look at it in a work perspective.
Right.
But we're looking at it through a community perspective.
Which feeds the work though.
There you go.
So,
which give you more.
Right, it gives you more.
Yes.
But my question was going to be though, like, what is it about the barbershop atmosphere long before there was checkers to be played that made people think it was this environment?
I feel like
why not something else? The grocery store.
It's a perfect thing for a man to get away.
Okay.
To be honest with you, back in the day, man, people, they got their, especially back in the day, if you had kids, you had a wife. You know what I mean? It was very strict for it.
Right.
So back in the day, man, they worked all day, all week. They got whenever they go to the barbershop, that's their time. They go out, they can see their friends, they can see their barber. You know what I mean? They can just release.
And it's like a healthier alternative than going to the bar, right?
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic. Women they go get their feet done, they go get a manicure, pedicure, they get a spa, and they relax.
Plus, man, look good, feel good, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a true statement too. Yeah.
We work hard.
Yeah.
We work hard, and we carry a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Not saying women don't too, man. Don't
we
get on the head.
respect women. We respect women, but right now we need something for us.
Right.
It's never enough.
Yeah, you're speaking just on what you know, right? You're speaking on your experiences.
Yeah, because you think about this. Mother's Day, right?
Right.
Mother's Day, I guarantee every restaurant was packed out.
Right.
Let Father's Day about to come. I guarantee you there would be some empty parking lots. There would be no waiting areas for Father's Day. Hey, I guarantee you that.
No, I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
They expect us all to go fishing, man. They expect us all to go.
Get him outdoors. Get him outside.
Yeah. So it's a good environment. Period.
Yeah, I just always it is. You're right. It's therapeutic. Like what we're doing right now is therapeutic, man.
Absolutely.
Like this is gonna light a fire under you, and you're gonna be like, "Yep, I need to do this like tomorrow." Right?
You don't see the smoke flaming already.
You gotta understand, man. I'm coming, man. Like I said, man, Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Man, he's been my mentor. You know what I mean, throughout. Even though he's never met me, but
right.
Ask this man everything, Kobe, everything, mama mentality. So that's just with that, man. I gotta grind. Can't stop. I got my kids watching. You know what I mean. I got a lot of people that I guess now are looking up to me. Yeah, and then it's like you can't drop the ball, man. You can't drop the ball.
You ever heard the story of the shark with Kobe Bryant? He's talking to his friend. His friend's out on this boat. He catches this shark. He sends Kobe a picture of the shark and him, right?
Yeah.
And Kobe goes, "Oh my God, what'd you do with it?" And he goes, "Well, I threw it back." He goes, "No, you can't do that." He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You got to kill that shark." He goes, "Why do I got to kill it?" He goes, "I'm catch and release." He goes, "That's a shark. Shark should have never got caught." Right? That story right there hits. I tell that to my basketball team all the time, and it's just like, dude, it's like
deep, though.
that's the mentality, though, right?
Exactly, that's his mentality, man.
Yeah.
Like they talk about this man being in the gym, and he got these younger bucks who come in and just see him working, and then you know what I mean, he'll go off for 60 points, and then it would be like, oh man. It had to be his grind. The dude would be like, "Nah, man, I saw you come in. I don't want you thinking you can outwork me." That's just the mentality, and that's the same thing. I come in here, you know what I mean? Right. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I promise you,
you're not gonna outwork
my work
me.
ethic is crazy, man.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Are you allowed to do that as a minister?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did that mean?
The shark thing?
shark?
Yeah.
So what he's saying is a shark is always should be in killer mode.
You're
you
an
should
alpha,
never
you're
get
an
caught.
alpha predator. You're an alpha. You're
You should-
apex predator. You should not be caught.
You
If you're on
should
that
never
level, then
be
you should
caught.
never been a predator. Apex,
And if
so
you
never.
do, so our mentality. So I didn't really finish the whole mantra of it though. Is that you have to punish the shark for getting caught.
Now you just let them free and just think, oh, stuff's
Yeah,
cool. You know?
yeah. So you've actually done that shark a disservice.
Injustice.
I should have ate. I'm a shark.
I should at least took your fin. I should have took your fin.
Right, I should have ate you all. Yeah, exactly. So that
I knew that. I really knew that.
Ah, so you were
but-
just seeing if I knew it.
No,
Come on, man.
See, we got some listeners there. There's gonna be like,
Right, they're gonna want to know how they break that down.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
so I
fair
like,
enough.
I
All
like
right.
throwing juice on the turkey. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Fair enough. I like that. I like that. So, all right, let's get back to the greater scope though of the vision. So we were talking about the podcast. You wanted to start this up.
so yeah, the podcast, I really just want to start it up, man, because like I said, at a barbershop, man, it's not just about cutting hair. It's not just about the haircut, man. It's about, like I said, you look good, you feel good. A lot of people, especially in this time that we're in, this pandemic and everything like that, people are really feeling down, not knowing what to do in their lives. I've talked to a lot of people, man, that have been in and out of jobs and this and that. They even come to me like, hey, man, I'm thinking about getting into barber college.
Right.
You know, it's like, I like that people are still out here like G-Rod. I got a couple friends out here trying to do like the food business. I got like Nick Horton.
That's kind of popular right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, yeah.
Those vendors, those food trucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not even the food trucks. People are trying to get their own little
Own little spot.
Oh yeah. We
Okay.
got like just in time catering. You know.
Nice.
Mike, he's grinding. We got a couple people out here. You know. So it's like I want to be able to have them get to a platform where they just not social media. Sometimes people are even on here, man. I love to talk, and I was even nervous to come on here
Right.
like that. So if we can get people on out their shell and be able to really see them, because I'm like I said, man, we talked to a lot of interesting people, but a lot of people don't have that voice out there, and it'd be great to have people to have a place where they can get their voice out there and have people really know them. You know what I mean? And like I said, with the chop shop, I mean, we talk about everything from health, sports, you know what I mean? Like I said, not even just health physically, but mental health as well.
And that's a big one right now.
Yeah. And it creates an environment too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because like a lot of people don't think that they can do business or open up a business because they don't see nobody do a business or talk about it.
Right.
I lived through all this stuff. Everything I'm going to talk about, I lived through this stuff.
Right.
Man. From the multiple baby moms to struggling through the jobs to, you know what I mean, trying to find yourself really. Even doing this barber, honestly, it could fail.
It's
You know what
the
I mean?
self-discovery,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? The stuff, something could happen. I could get hit by a car, lose my leg, my hands. I could,
Right.
God forbid.
Right.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, but you're right
be
though.
prepared,
Life
man.
throws you curveballs every single
the
day,
time,
man, and you
all
got to
the
be able to
time.
adjust.
Life happens.
I got a tattoo on my chest that says day by day. You know what I mean? Because every day is a new day. You know what I mean? It could be good, bad. But my dad, he tells me all the time, man, you got to take everything as a moment. Good moments and bad moments, you know? And then you just got to keep pushing because life is not going to wait for you.
See, and this, I would argue that this is my barbershop, right? This is my barbershop in this moment because I can't cut hair. And to be honest with you, I don't really know that I have the desire to.
Yeah.
Hey, come
because
to Legacy Barber College, man. We'll come get you right, man.
Plug.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get 20 hours left in my day, let alone 2,000 hours. But no, this is my church, and so to speak, in the sense that it's something about putting someone sitting down and giving them an opportunity to be heard, because we all want to tell our story.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think so often there's like, we're starving for that closeness to each other. I mean, these things make us further apart rather than ever. But like the community that you guys are building inside those four walls is something special, because people want to share who they are. Hey guys, listen, let me give you the experience. I go to Wilson's barbershop, right?
yeah,
They've been a
sure.
staple in this community forever.
Absolutely. Respect,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
respect Wilson. Yeah.
Those guys are great, and I live right next to them too, so that's a convenience as well. But I something happened in my work about a month ago. It was kind of like the spark that ignited me leaving it, right? But something happened, and I had to leave work that day. I said, you know what, it's probably best that I go home. There was an altercation between me and my coworker, and I didn't realize I did this. But this is what I respect you guys all for, because you're listening. Right, you guys are great listeners. Is that I went to the barbershop immediately after leaving work for whatever reason, still kind of animated about my situation. Walked in, I must have shared my story with my barber
Without even thinking. Yep.
I left, did my business. 6 weeks go by. I just got my hair cut on Friday, and he's cut my hair, and he's like, "Hey man, how did that end up?" I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You shared a story with me last time you were here." I was like, "Oh my God, dude, I told you that?" He's like, "Yeah, you were pretty animated about it." I was like, "I quit." All the guys came over to me and high-fived me. So like, I was like, "Oh man, they must have felt my pain."
The energy. Exactly.
Yeah,
we
do.
We feel that.
Yeah.
We really, we're really therapists. You know, we feel that you're in our chair for 25 to 35 minutes. And at that time, you know, we're basically hearing and
Right.
we're sharing with you what we feel. And what
Without
you-
judgment.
Without judgment.
Without judgment.
You know, and sometimes we just dare to listen. Like, for example, I had a guy maybe 7 years ago. He wanted to leave his baby mama. They had a little domestic issues, this, that, and the third. And next thing you know it, they had a baby. And she was pregnant in the process.
Oh, okay.
Next thing you know it, he was like, we're going to get an abortion. And I'm just like telling him, certain stories.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see him for like 5 years. So I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I just lost it. Man, I shouldn't share that story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But then he came back 5 years later with this beautiful little girl.
Profound.
I'm like, who is this? Like, you know what? I'm glad that I didn't abort my baby. She changed my life. I'm no longer in jail no more.
And you have a hand in that. Whether you were the end all be all, or if you were just one part in that story.
I'm just a water jug, but I
Right.
feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I did have a part in that, and it blessed me, because I'm like, man, we really got to be careful what we say.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not more about a fade. It's more about
Right.
listening, because one word can change a person's
Everything.
life.
And I can
Perspective.
even feel that, especially like he's been in the barber game for a minute now, and I'm just now getting feels for it. But you feel it heavy, man. If I'm having a bad day, man, your customer's gonna feel that, man.
Right.
So you got, like he tells me, you got a lot of times you got to check. And
You
will,
do.
man. I'll
Check
come
it at
in-
the door.
I'll come in, man. I'll go to the back real quick and woo side real quick, man. Because I
Zan
really
it
don't want
out,
to bring.
yeah.
I don't want to bring that, man. Because honestly, man, say if someone comes in there having the worst day of their life,
Right.
you know what I mean, and I'm coming out there, they're like, man, bump this. You know what I mean? I don't
Yep.
want that to be left on my plate.
man.
Dude, as a school teacher, man, like it doesn't matter what's going on in my life personally. Well, it didn't matter what was going on in my life professionally. Like I had to do my best to mask what was going on between the walls with me and my bosses. And then every time that new hour started, I'd sit down with my students. It was Mr. Gifford as usual. And it just had to be that way because they deserved to get the best from me.
Best version of you.
Yes. Yeah. So you kind of have to do your due diligence, even though as hard as it is. Now, as we got kind of closer to the end, I was being more honest with them because I was afraid I wouldn't get the opportunity to.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, man, I'm excited for the chop shop. I'm excited for the things that you're gonna bring to it and all the different characters that are gonna walk through that door. And I kind of think that's kind of what you should be like. Who's walking through the door today?
That's what it is, man. I'm gonna bring a whole bunch of guests, man. I want a lot of people. I do. If anyone knows, my network game is heavy.
Yeah.
From not even just from cutting. I'm in the hoop game heavy. I love basketball. So that's how me and you met. You know what I mean? So it's from that I got people.
He won't admit it, but I school him.
Ooh.
No, I don't.
I don't know why people
Please,
say
that's
so.
going to be another podcast.
Yeah, right, dog.
This just happened at the barbershop the other day. When
Every
we-
time, man, I always test my gangster, man, on the court. Man, don't test my gangster on the court. We do this one on
No,
one.
I have dumb luck against Frank in certain situations, but
Oh,
for the
this
most
boy
part,
got a nice little glass shot.
no, that's it. Everything else is piss poor. So we're gonna get this thing running and we're gonna get going. How big you want it to be?
I want it to be pretty big, man. Honestly, I want it to be because I look out there. There's not really too many. There is barber podcasts out
Right.
there, but what I'm trying to bring is just like I don't see too many people. Like I said, we got also a mobile barbershop coming along as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we got that in the mix. You know what I mean? We're gonna get that off the floor.
That's good. You know what's great about that is that for those that don't know what we're talking about here, mobile barbers is literally
gutting out a whole dollar ride bus, and making it a
literally
barbershop.
driving to their places, right? Whether that be they get on your bus, which is what it's designed to do, but like it's like a chance for you to reconnect with the elderly that loves that barbershop, that old mentality, right? But now they can't get out because maybe they're afraid of COVID or whatever. Now you're getting a chance to A, you're still business, it makes sense.
Absolutely.
But B, you're building and branding out your market even more.
Extending,
yeah.
Extending.
Yeah, we trying to touch the colleges. We trying to touch the factories. You know what I mean? A bunch of the places that it's really hard to, you know, especially a lot of people close at like 5, 6.
Right.
There's not really
What time you guys close?
Well, actually, because we're at school, we close at 6.
Oh, okay.
You know, so,
So Frank, how many hours you got, man?
Man.
we had like probably like 1,000 or 1,100, I think.
Oh, so you still got a ways to go yet.
Yeah, we got
second half.
He's
I'm
knocking on
pushing.
the
Yeah,
door.
I'm trying to get by like at least by December.
So when he hits 2,000, he's gone, right?
No, I'm gonna be here, man.
I mean, how does it work? Like, is he gone or because he's
Just let me just take that in.
you need the space for the next student though.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like, how does it? What is his? Don't worry about that. What's his?
1,800 hours. After 1,800 hours, he's basically done.
Oh, okay.
And now
board.
he's going to take his state test.
Okay.
And after he does that, then now he's into the real world.
Oh boy.
Now it's
a flying. It's a flying.
he can do whatever he wants. He can open up a franchise if he wants to. He
Yep.
can open up whatever. The sky is the limit.
And honestly, this is also something I want to bring out too, man. Because honestly, man, people can learn how to cut YouTube, internet, and everything out there, man. There's so much stuff out there you can do by yourself, man.
Absolutely.
But you go into a barber college, you go into a college and doing it right, paying your dues, man. People are gonna respect you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go into any place, man. It's kind of like you want to know that they know what they're doing,
Right.
on a professional level. Not just know they know their craft, but on a professional level. And it's like I want everyone to know that this is the route to do it. You know what I mean? Honestly, because I could have easily been like, no, I'm just gonna cut out the house, because I still do. I cut out the house still. I mean,
Is there? All right. I want to be politically correct here. Or I don't want to be politically correct, but I want to make sure that I'm not saying something stupid here.
That's all right.
Of all my, I'll say, white friends, they seem to have never really cared about the
barbershop.
finished the finished product of their hair, unless they were like alphas and they got like these big curly things or whatnot.
On some real,
But
man,
like
that's changing. I don't know.
Is it? Oh, okay.
That's changing.
Well, again, I'm in my mid-30s now, so it don't matter as much. I wrap it up with a hat.
Yeah, go
But my black friends, right,
Yeah.
growing up, it was always had to be lined up. I got a friend, Tynan, who's getting his hair cut every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? He's getting lined up. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel pressure when somebody has more of a?
Look, man, like I said,
It's
Mamba
definitely
mentality. You
Definitely
gotta
pressure.
you gotta come into the game.
Because they got expectations, man.
And they got high expectations.
Yeah. And if you mess it up, they're gonna let you
They
know.
will let you know before they would. Now they're like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You know, because they got their
man, I
middle
get
school.
it. I get it heavy, man. Especially being a barber college, I get it heavy. It's not too much now heavy because I
been
post a
doing
lot
it
of
for a
my
while.
work.
Yeah.
I post a lot of work. They see it, so they're a little more confident. But when I first was in it, man, people were like, how long you been cutting?
Give me your resume.
That's the first
we had an
question.
incident come in, and even they called G because they didn't know what it was. They were like, "Oh, these are all students," even though G-Rod was the instructor. He was trying to clown. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? We're like I said, we're paying our dues, man. We honestly, man, you got to learn somewhere. You know what I mean? You didn't just wake up and know how to drive a car. You had to go through all the process and get your license.
You lean on your friends. You lean on your family. You lean on the people you know.
But it's funny that you said that because like bullying is big.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, so they're really strategic about how they want their hair because in a sense that's a type of bullying.
Okay.
You know, if somebody like, oh bro, your hairline jacked up. Oh bro.
What do you mean? Really?
No, your friends will do it, man. Trust me, it's still like that, man. You had to be in school.
It's still like that.
I did not know that.
If I see JR, I would have busted it. I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah,
Be like, man, you know,
the
you
hair
should have
is-
came to me, man.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, all right. So there's some added pressure out there too.
It's a little bit, man. Especially out there, like
It's like the healthy bullying.
it wasn't.
right?
Healthy
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't constructive criticism. They call it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like how back. At least I feel like, man, back in the '90s and '80s, like they really didn't care about
They
how
didn't care,
crazy
no.
the fade.
They
and
didn't
everything.
care.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but now, man, to the detail, how crispy and blurry the fade is.
Well, there's so many things you can do too, right?
There's
Yeah.
so much stuff, man. So it's just
Thanks
like
to
you,
social media.
Yeah. No
for real,
pressure,
for real.
right?
You
Yeah.
gotta stay on your toes every day. And I talk to my buddies, man. I'm like, one haircut be good for a year or two, and the next 5 years from now, that whole haircut is gone. Nobody wants that no more. So you gotta learn. You gotta relearn
Everything.
the whole haircut. You know what I mean? So as a barber, you always gotta stay on your toes to even stay in the game with all these people. Because honestly, like he says, man, you get a lot of college kids. They're gonna let you know what looks good and what, because the college, you know what I mean, students and everything let them know, So that's what it is, man. What your work is your walking billboards and stuff like that. So you want, even, I don't care, white, black, Chinese, Mexican, anything. I want you to look crispy, coming out that, make you feel like a whole new person.
I like it. I'm all about it. I'll tell you what, we're coming down here to the last 10 minutes. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing Bobby Talks if I didn't touch on some other things. So
Hey, man,
we've got a diverse room in here right now.
Yes, sir.
We got a black guy, Mexican, white guy.
I ain't no Mexican now. Don't do
No?
Dominican, Cuban.
Well, I mean, we're all a lot of things, right? But to the naked eye, this is what they'll see, right? What's your thoughts on where we're at as a people right now?
Thoughts where we at as a people. I just put it like this: we're in an evil time. If you're not noticing that we're in an evil time, then you're blind or ignorant. Either one or two. You got, you have, so much stuff going on in the world all over. You got a pandemic where people are dying left and right. You have, cops killing blacks. You have blacks killing cops. You have blacks killing blacks. You have people killing each other. Period.
Like it's sport.
Like it's a sport, you know. And so it's been to the point where we as a people have became numb to the fact that we don't care no more.
Right.
And and we're all in a position where we need to have a heartbeat.
Right.
And I believe the heartbeat has been taken out, because of a lot of things, and social media has glorified that. And
a lot of variables,
worse.
desensitized us so much from each other.
There you go. And and you look online, you got war online.
Yeah.
And now you gotta, they didn't have social media like that, so now it's getting pulled away.
Right.
So I think we just need a reset. You know what I mean? Somebody need to hit the reset button.
Yeah, I agree. Reset, man. Frank?
What was it good for a reset? Hey, I'm just saying.
Hey, I just summed that up because we only got 10 minutes, so I had to sum that up.
I'm just curious, on everybody's thoughts on the matter, because I think if you hide from it and don't talk about it, then you're not doing your, you gotta move the cause a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I tell a lot of people, man, control what you can control, man.
Right.
Regardless how, like I said, whatever life, who hates who, life is gonna keep going.
Right.
Life is gonna
Regardless.
keep going regardless. So if you stay in your lane, if you're hateful or not,
It'll
show. I mean, it'll show, exactly, man. It's gonna show in your character.
Yeah, and it's a vibe, man. You just know, right?
It's a vibe. I mean, we're still in like a judgmental.
And I don't hate you. Yeah. I don't hate you. If you hate
but
me,
it's an energy. It's not about judging. It's your body
energy.
instinctively judges each other by the feeling of the room.
Yeah.
Right? And then your brain has to put it into these compartments and feel like, okay, this is actually all right. But
and that's crazy. And the craziest thing, we as barbers feel it the most.
Really?
Because of the simple fact that, somebody can walk in the door.
If you get 5 people back to back, and they all having 5 bad days, man, best believe you're going to carry that pressure.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're going to feel it, man.
And if you look at it, I had somebody come in my shop, right, who was a different color than me. And I'm like, I'm just going to walk out. Not even knowing if I could cut their hair or not.
Well, say that again. You had a white person walking in the shop, or you just had someone different color than you in
Different
general?
color than me. Like white people,
and they
Hispanic, majority white.
Oh, okay.
But then when I did a haircut, somebody saw me. I was cutting this lawyer hair, and then they came in. They're like, "Oh, you can cut." Okay.
A lot of white people like scissors. The shears.
Yeah, so I do
like
shear work. I mean, but
that's because different hair, right? I mean, it's just
different hair.
Yeah.
Different strokes, different folks.
Yeah.
So it's like but they wouldn't come in just because of what I might look like,
Right,
Or
right.
I might. I don't know if he can do that. Oh, I don't got my credit card. Oh, you accept credit card? I'm like, yeah. Oh, well, what time?
And you would know better than me in that situation.
Yeah.
I feel like too often, and this is what I always appreciate about you in the basketball court, right? I don't know where you meet someone, you just remember, right? You just know that you know them.
Clicks, yeah.
Just how it is,
Everybody
right?
knows Franklin,
Right,
man.
yeah.
Everybody knows Franklin.
But my point is that And a basketball court is its own little.
It's just like a barbershop, man.
It's a barbershop, but it's a basketball court. But like your truths come out in your game, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can talk all you want, but your truth come out.
We get it all in the shop, man. I don't
Right.
care. We need to really put a basketball court in the back of the shop.
Easily.
Because
Easily.
I'll put people down.
But
Anthony,
my
where you
point
at?
is, though, Frank. My point is this, man, is that you help alleviate stresses on, if I walk into a room and it's predominantly white, you don't think much of it, right? You walk into a room predominantly black, you might think something of it just because it's different. It's just whether or not you're not judging, you're just like, oh, this. Now, what you've done, same thing. I think my buddy, he went to Sand Creek schools. He was. There was only about 2 or 3 black kids in our school, and he was there. And I always asked him, I was like, hey, how do you feel about this? Because I'm not going to pretend like I don't acknowledge it or I don't see it. I'm just curious. We see it. Let's talk about it. Whatever. I don't think it makes me judging anything. I'm just acknowledging the room, right?
Right.
But what I've always liked about you is that like you were inclusive. So like it didn't matter right away. You're like, hey, what's up? What's your name? Whatever. And I included. Now you trash me or clown me because of my game or whatnot. But when the game was over, I was still a part of the conversation.
Oh, for sure.
And there are some people that don't do that.
No,
Sure.
no,
And honestly-
they don't know how to more.
Honestly,
Right.
man.
Exactly.
Honestly, it's because I don't know, man. I've always been like goofy, I guess you
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
I like to say be goofy. I'll take it. I like being goofy. It is what it is. But sometimes, man, people don't like that goofiness, man. So I had to know as a kid, man, I had to learn how to like accept that and everything.
Right.
So I'll see y'all people and people just want to be accepted. Obviously, people come out there every Tuesday, every
Right.
Thursday, and they just want to play.
Right.
I'm gonna let y'all play. I want to see how you're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like,
But what I was trying to get, I didn't say it right.
my bad.
No, I didn't say it right. Was that it wasn't about the race to me though. Like I might have saw, blacks and Mexicans or whites or whatever. It didn't matter to me. It was my game. I was insecure about my game. Right. So when I walked through the door, it's like, I'm not insecure about my game, but like I wonder how my game's gonna hold up here. So like you do start getting insecure about your game a little bit, right? So then you get on the floor and then you got to compete. That's where the ultimate truth is. So then it doesn't matter about race no more because that's why I love basketball. It's its own little court,
Competition, yeah.
its own little thing where it's
I
just
see Rob in the corner. I'll throw it to him. I know he might hit it.
the word "might" right there. Hey, I'll tell you what. Here we are. We're at the end of the show here, guys. I'll tell you what. I had a blast. I don't know about you guys.
sir. Loved it,
man.
loved it.
Hey,
Sure.
honestly, man, this is definitely putting a fire onto it, man. Like I said, man, this podcast
ready to
I've
come
been
back,
talking
man.
to. Exactly. I've been talking about this heavy. We be talking about this. I talk about it every day. You know what I mean? So people that want to know about it, people in my circle, they know I talk about it every day. And I'm definitely we're going to get this on and popping. You know what I mean? This is definitely something that I feel like would be a great thing for the community as well. And
Yep.
myself and the barbershop and the college. So
And within 2 weeks because you have
yeah, the
pressure.
20th, man. The 20th, man. It's set. It's set. You know what I mean?
Because I'll tell you what, by the time 2 weeks goes out, 21st comes up, you don't have your first one out or you're promoted. I'll be on here talking about how that ain't gonna happen.
Oh no, that's coming.
Nah, I'm just joking.
We don't have that.
Hey, sitting here with G-Rod Sturgis and Frank Thompson of Legacy Barber College and the Chop Shop podcast, which is gonna be coming. I know you got a whole lot more that we could have dove into with the whole salvage. What is it? Salvage?
What?
Don't you got like a whole savage brand of like clothing
we
and
got-
merchandise and all these things?
I got a whole little thing. They call it Savage Rags. You know what I mean? I got a little bit of things coming with that. So
All right.
and that's gonna come on with the podcast as well. I feel like I'm already on that. That's already in play too. I got a couple people that done. I've had design already out. So
Share that with me, and then when I attach this, when I get it out there, I'll put wherever they can find it there.
Yeah, and they
All
can
right.
find us at legacybcmi.com.
All right. Hey, I'm sitting here. You guys heard it, Legacy Barber College. The Chop Shop, it's coming to a place, to your ears here soon. I'm Bobby Talks, Robert Gifford. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on down the road. Have a good time.
Yes, sir.
hey.
Yes, sir, man. It was a good show, man.